and welcome back to Sticks and Strings. I'm Naomi.
I'm Beth.
I'm Eve.
And we are here again, and we have our drawing items up here. The pattern, the bag, and the coasters.
And there's a scissor fob.
Scissor fob is in the pocket
of the bag.
That we've mentioned the last 2 weeks. So I hope you've gotten all your entries in. We're going to draw for that at the end of our video. So stick with us, okay? I think Eve's going first today.
Yeah, because Beth and I sat down to make scissor fobs because we keep buying all these charms and all these beads, and then we don't do it.
And we wanted something St. Patrick-y.
Yeah, so Beth remade her cicada scissor farm.
Scissor farb? Farb?
Yeah.
Farberware? Scissor farb?
Okay,
even though
that's
I know
not
that...
even autocorrect. That's just, my mouth saying the wrong thing. So here's the cicada.
I know that was was it last year that all the cicadas came out from underground?
Yeah, during a retreat. Yeah. There was a lot of cicadas. Anyway, she made one of these.
Remember the cicada all over the country?
Yeah. She made one of these around that time and bought another one and hadn't made it because, like I said, we keep buying beads and charms and yeah, nothing. So there'll be a nice picture of it here.
Right here.
And then I had purchased some dog and bone beads that I had done a charm a scissor fob for before, and I wanted to make another one, and I couldn't find the charms. Remember that for later stories.
Take note.
Yeah, but I had these other little dog beads. They're black and white dogs. So I made one with a bone and one with a little paw.
How cute.
Yes. I think they're cute. These are already on the Etsy site, so you can run and go buy one right now. Now, go.
Right now, go. And then come back to the video.
Pause the show. Go. No.
Link in bio. Oh, no, not link in bio. Link in the description below.
Okay, so then while Beth was making these St. Patrick's Day ones, or as I put them on the Etsy site, Lucky Charms.
Isn't that trademarked? Lucky Charms?
I said Lucky Scissor Fobs, I think.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. But they have Lucky. There's a Lucky Charm.
Yeah, there's one that says Lucky.
Now I want Lucky Charms.
You get there's something about if you buy them right now, the green.
The milk turns green. Yeah, I saw that. I saw those.
So there's 3 of these. One has a little charm that says Lucky. One has a charm that says Shamrock. That doesn't say Shamrock. It is a Shamrock. I can't talk today. And one has a wishbone. Yeah. And no, you can't pull it apart. Well, I suppose you could, but don't try.
It won't be good luck.
When I lived in Florida, we used to do a lot of work with a company called Accents Unlimited, and they made gypsum things that you painted yourself. Mm-hmm. And I purchased for myself one of their products that was a gingerbread house. And the box had, how you could finish it and all, and had all this. Their products were very funny. They had little funny things on them. As a matter of fact, when you called them, they said, "It's another happy day at Accents Unlimited." And it was a gingerbread house, and on the side of it, it says, "Looks good enough to eat, but tastes yucky." I don't know if they still exist, but I loved calling there. And then, while she was doing that, I made these. Now, the charms, when you buy them, it says, Fairy Door. Looked to me like a Hobbit door.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right?
But they can't say Hobbit door.
But I can't say Hobbit door, neither can they.
Yeah,
they're lockets.
That's so cute. I want one of those.
There's a little bronzy kind of roundish one. Very much like Frodo's door. And there is the same shape, but in a silver color, also a locket.
I want that.
Oops.
It could also be the door to a gnome house.
It could. Mm-hmm. It could very well be. I said a little people door or fairy door. I can't say hobbit. But they look like hobbit doors. And then, and there'll be a picture here again. These are already on the Etsy site. So this little pointed door. Isn't that cute?
It is very cute.
And you can put
That's
your
a
favorite
gnome door for
you
sure.
you can put your favorite hobbit inside. A picture of your favorite hobbit
Or your gnome.
or your gnome. Yeah. So that's the Etsy site update. And that's why I'm going first. And I have a finish.
Oh, you finished it. Let me see. Oh.
That is so cute. And very
Yay.
striking on the black.
Yeah, I couldn't decide what I wanted to do it on, and I found this black Ada in my stash, and I was like, okay, black. And I knew I had this to put it on.
That's cute.
So did you have any trouble seeing it, or did you have like?
I had no trouble seeing it.
Yeah,
As
because I
a
know
matter
that
of
some
fact-
people have, talk about they don't like to stitch on black because it's really hard to see the holes, or they have to put a white
Okay,
towel in their lap.
that being
or-
said, I've had black Ada where I had struggled to see it. My eyes are better right now.
Yeah.
But also, this is horrible Ada.
Is that real stiff?
No,
Or-
that's not the problem. It is very porous, and I had trouble getting it in the right hole because there's like holes around each hole.
Oh.
It's I don't know if you can see. It's got
I can
little,
see through it.
It's got little. It's very frustrating.
Oh, I see what
it's
you
very
mean.
frustrating
That
because I
little-
kept
the threads. Are
I'd do a whole
very
row and
not
I'd go
tight.
and I'd look.
Yes.
One of those is not like the others.
Uh-huh.
I'd have to go back and try to get it in the right hole.
I see. Yeah, I had some. There's something I'm working on that is like this.
Where the threads are kind of like
The
separated a little
loosey-goosey,
bit.
yeah.
Well, I bought a
And
little.
it's a Swigart because it's got that red thing on
Red
it.
stitching.
But
It's got like an edging right here.
Yeah, orange on the selvage.
yeah, I didn't have any trouble seeing it. I had trouble getting the threads in the right hole.
It looks
Yeah.
really beautiful.
Yeah.
But I was really happy, and I had to go and figure out where I had this stashed because I bought this shortly after buying the pattern, and this was on my WIPGO. So I had this as for WIPGO. It's one of the March numbers, 15. I don't know.
15 to 21. was
Yeah,
the number,
it's 15 then. I had this on my WIPGO as start this and work on it for 5 days. And I worked on it 5 days and it was so close to done, I said, I'm finishing it. So I ignored all my other projects and finished this. So I can tick off WIPGO number 15. And I also have a finish. Yay! And I know what I'm going to put it. And then as soon as
unlike
we all...
anyone else at this table, you will actually FFO it.
I will. And
No comment.
after we do our current projects, you'll see what happened with this. Okay, so then I was sitting where I stitch, and I was looking over to my clipboard, and I didn't feel like pulling up any of my projects. I just didn't feel it. So I said, well, maybe I'll do some organizational stuff and it'll get me wanting to do something, right? And I saw this printout. Insert picture here so you can see what I'm talking about. And it's these ornaments by...
Oh,
Those are really cute. What's this
it's
one?
a polar bear. Looks like.
A weasel, a polar bear, something. I don't know. I've never been able to figure it out. A mouse. I think they're by Cute Patterns by. I'll put it in the description who they're by, because I know I just don't. Actually, I have my tablet here. I could look it up, but while somebody else is talking, I'll look it up and I'll interrupt them and tell you. So this pattern was sitting there, and I was like,
I didn't even know you had
Did I-
that one. Yeah.
yeah, I bought it I bought it in December, I think. And I printed it out because I think I showed it as my haul on my own channel.
Oh.
And then
It's so
I was so
pretty.
busy, I just set it aside.
It's ornaments, 4 ornaments, or you can do the whole panel.
You could do it as a panel, but it says ornaments. That it's called ornaments, whatever it is. It says something or other ornaments. But I love it.
It's
and
cute.
and I almost I said
It's okay.
I almost said that I would do this for Winter Crossstitch Camp, but I can't because it's got little pops of yellow.
Oh, yeah.
As a matter of fact, I think that yellow is Kreinik, but I'm not sure. Anyway, so I was looking at that and I was like, well, did I ever put that pattern, because I download them onto my phone, but then I try to put them up in the cloud, and if I plan to stitch them with my tablet, I put them into my Pattern Keeper program, or I print it, or I do both. So I was like, did I ever put that in? So I went and I was like, oh no, I didn't. So I went to put it in there, and look what was underneath that. Oops, Hall is trying to get over here. This was underneath there. Now this I had picked for my Winter Crossstitch project until I decided to join the Berry Sal.
Uh-huh.
And
I remember that.
and I
Does that say Galentine's Day or Valentine's Day?
it says Happy Valentine's Day.
The
The V is just like,
has little
yeah. It
things
just,
on it.
Yeah, I don't know. And this one is by Cross Stitching for Fun, I think. Yeah. And she is having issues right now. This is a Ukrainian designer,
Oh.
but her partner lives in Russia.
Oh, no.
And so it is listed as a Russian shop, and they
Took it off.
they closed her shop. They
frozen?
suspended the account.
Oh.
So she now can get no money. And the inflation there is ridiculous. Anyway,
Yes.
so that's not why I'm bringing it up. But so I have a new start.
So what did you started that one?
Yeah, now I didn't want to work in pink, so I had, this is a variegated DMC, blacks and grays, and I'm putting it on a pink.
Yeah. Oh, that's
So I think pink and black look so good together.
cute. Yeah.
And so I have a new start because I looked at this.
Isn't that always the way you go down one rabbit hole and one rabbit trail and it leads you to another
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
And then when I was cleaning out the garage in January, I found a bag with a whole bunch of yarn in it and this partial project. Although I think I told myself, okay, I'm done. Because I put the fringe on it. But when I was looking at it today, now it's long, but it's not wide, right? And I like the colors. The colors are very me. Mm-hmm. I will never wear this because it is too warm here for this kind of scarf for me. But look,
What's that?
I didn't
looks like-
finish
Oh,
it.
you weren't finished.
Yeah.
I didn't finish it. There's more yarn I could attach and keep going if I wanted to, but I already put fringe on it, so I don't know.
Were you putting fringe at each end as you
Maybe
finished the
I was
row?
doing fringe as I went.
Let me see. I had
I
to
don't
finish
know.
my row so I could. Hang on 1 second.
I
So I
don't
could
know,
see.
but I'm like, you know what? I might finish that and
Is
then
this
and then donate it.
Yeah.
It's pretty. It's not that I don't like it. It's that
It looks like
I'm
when
not
you
a shawl
joined
person.
yarn, you were doing fringe as you went. When were you making this? I have not seen you. This is crochet, yeah.
It looks
I've not
very
seen
much
one.
like the one
I think when
you
I
just
lived
showed me.
on 48th Street.
Mine's weaving.
Yeah.
I think when I lived on 48th Street.
Because, yeah, see,
Yeah,
this-
because you're gonna have to go to the end to make it.
yeah, to make it the
finished.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think I was done. I think I just stopped in the middle. There's a lot of yarn left.
Were you making a blanket? Were you thinking of a blanket?
There's not that much yarn left.
Okay. Because it looks like a scarf or a shawl.
Well,
or something.
I think I was planning to finish this variegated because it's a variegated. This is a variegated yarn,
Let me put my
Yeah, this one
drink down
changes.
but I don't think I have like purple and the variegated and
Do you
then
have
the green.
this green? 'Cause
Yeah,
probably maybe one more, finish the row of purple and then add this green border. Maybe that's what you were planning.
I don't know.
Because it's green, purple, variegated, purple, one line of green, blue, variegated blue, one line of green, purple, variegated purple, and then you'd need the other border of the green, and you'd have at least.
Like I said, there's more yarn in the bag.
Is there a pattern?
I don't think so.
You should finish it.
Hmm. Like I said, I think I should finish it.
It does get cold enough for it. I mean, you could just use this as a wrap, as a shawl. It's very nice.
It could be your restaurant wrap.
It could be your No joke.
I'm not a wrappy kind of person though.
Yeah.
I either tough it out or I wear a sweater. So
They say that shawls are Arizona sweaters because you can put them on and feel warm, and then take them off, and it's not a huge deal. So.
anyway, I just thought I would show that occasionally I do crochet. I think if it was when I was living on 48th Street, it would have been 5 years ago, and if it was when I was living on Cindy Street, it would have been longer than that.
Did you bring it with you from Albuquerque, maybe?
No. So
I have no memory of you ever doing that.
Yeah.
Or telling
It
me
doesn't
you were
look
doing
familiar
it.
to me at all.
Or
but-
I don't know.
I'm going to crochet now.
I don't remember when I worked on it, but it hasn't been that long.
Yeah.
Yeah. The crochet hooks aren't in there or any pattern, just the yarn and that.
Don't you wonder, it's so funny because you think like, I'm going to put this in here. And you never think to yourself,
I'm never taking it
I
out.
should put a letter to myself because in 5 years I'm not going to know what the heck I was doing or why. I need to write a letter before I put this
I'll show you
down
that. I'll show you that
for
when
5
I'm done.
minutes. Okay, Naomi, you were doing this. This is where the pattern is. It's amazing. It's just amazing.
Isn't it?
How you could just completely like... You put a lot of work into that.
I did.
And
I wanted
There it
I wanted
goes.
to do I wanted to do it. Maybe
Yeah.
it got warm and I couldn't stand it on my lap.
maybe.
I don't know.
It's so funny.
I don't know. So what I'm working on right now is Hop into Spring, just like last week, but I have more done. I am working on the little birdies up here. I decided to go ahead and put the called for blue. It's the
Aw.
only called for on the whole thing.
Cute.
But I thought, well, you know what? I like the idea of a blue bird with a little red chest. But I am going to go ahead and use the red I chose for their little chest. I'd rather have that than the orange of the... To me, it looks orange. Cognac. When I heard the name Cognac, I thought of a red. And that's why I chose a red. And
But you're not a drinker, so how would you know what color cognac is? I'm just saying.
I've seen it. So...
I don't know what color cognac is.
Huh?
I don't know what color cognac is, so.
Well, it's
Anyway.
kind of an amber color, but it's not orange. Anyway, so I'm going to use the pink on the flowers. So I have to finish the birds and these little shamrock things. I call them shamrocks. They look like shamrocks to me. And then the little thingy at the bottom, the floral
Oh yeah,
thingy
they do
at the
look
bottom.
like shamrocks.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Those little.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're
Well,
Plant
they look
leaf?
like clover. But
Yeah.
isn't a shamrock technically the 4-leaf?
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so it's clover.
I'm just saying.
So I'm working on this, and I have not done anything on my Narnia Sal because while I like the pattern, I got excited about finishing the honeybee, and I'm really excited about finishing this. So I'm going to be working on this one.
You did watch the Dawn Treader movie.
I did.
That's Narnia.
Yeah, that's not the right Narnia. I love the series, but I have to say that The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is the one that to me really is the magic of Narnia. The rest of it is kind of, I don't know. I don't like it as well. All right. So other than my haul story, that is me.
Shall I go next?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm having a problem with this pattern. I think I made a huge mistake and I might have to take out a whole row. Okay, so for me, I didn't do much this week, but I did have 2 finished objects.
Huh?
If you can believe it. The baby sweater. Remember last week it looked like all spaghetti? And here it is. That's the front. That's the back.
It's so stinking cute.
And see how this panel you knit this way, but this section is knit this way. So it's kind of cool. It's a perpendicular. I love it. So, and it has ties in the front, and so it has a little tie right here, and then you open it up and it has a tie in here. See? And they're short. I wondered why these were so short, but I think it works. Because I was like, you can't really tie it in a bow. It has to kind of be a knot. But I think as you work with it, it'll smooth out more. And here's the sleeve panels are the same as the back. They're worked. This side panel here is worked perpendicular to the knit here. It's kind of cool. It's a very interesting construction. Mm-hmm. And you can see my uneven tension right here. It's really bad. I have not blocked it. It's acrylic, so I did steam block it to get it to lay flat. But
you know,
it's so cute.
But
yeah, you want acrylic for
yeah.
Sometimes you want acrylic for baby things, because I did not want to say to my friend, "You have a brand new baby and you have to hand wash this and block it." So you can throw this in the washer and
because you know that
dryer.
baby will spit up on it
Well,
or whatever.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
So there's the sweater, and to go with it, I had talked about that. Oh, I should pull up that.
One time, when Robert was little, I went to get something for a baby shower, and I decided to get burp cloths. And he goes, "Why are you buying those? Because they're boring, right?" And I said, "Because babies leak."
Yeah. I had originally planned to make this hat to go with it. It's called the Campanile Hat. But this is that sort of preachy pattern I talked about. It's very cute. But it was like, all my babies are healthy because they wore wool, and I don't understand that. And I'm like, that's very snobbish. But I thought, okay, fine. So I went to knit that hat, and just looking at it, the way the pattern's written, she has 3 suggested yarns. Well, it's really one brand with 3 different weights, but it didn't really specify what weight. I would have to figure it out by the grams of the skein and how many yards are in it. One of them was sock yarn, obviously, and I assume the next one was sport weight and worsted weight, but it didn't specify, and it didn't give any other kind of yarn suggestions, and I find that very snobbish. I don't like that. So as I was looking at it, I'm like, I'm not going to do this. So instead, and I bought that pattern, actually. It makes me mad now. So instead, I knit this. This is called the Tegan Baby Hat with top knot. And the reason I chose it when I found it, it has a little garter stitch. It doesn't have ribbing, so it's not going to be very tight on the baby's head. And I thought I was knitting the 0 to 3 months, but turned out I cast on too many stitches, and it's the 3 to 3 months size. But I figured, sorry, I'm pulling the cat hair off.
You let cats get on your stuff?
Story of my life.
I cannot do anything without a cat on me. So, but I thought a bigger baby hat is better than too small, because they'll grow into it, and you don't want it to squeeze their little head. So, but it has a lot of give. Look how stretchy. So, so this may last longer than the jacket. But the reason I decided to knit it was because of the knot. See, there's a knot here, and there's knots
matches.
here.
Yeah.
Like that knot. That knot kills me.
I know. So here's a little baby hat to go with the little.
So adorable.
And I think it's a really nice color. I think it'll look great, no matter who is born, and you know, it'll go with whatever other color she wants to put on the baby. And so that was my accomplishment for this week, and now I can mail it off in plenty of time before her baby. She had a shower last weekend, and virtual. She's in Minnesota, or North Dakota. Gosh, I can never remember where she lives. Somewhere up in the frozen north. Anyway, I went to the Zoom baby shower, and it was. So I showed it to her. I was working on the collar at that time. I'm like, it's almost done. But before the thing, I wanted to show her something. So I spent the almost all night sewing in all those long
spaghetti strips,
all those long unsewn in ends. I sewed them all in. So the only thing that was undone was the collar, because then you could actually see.
Yeah.
But I didn't. But because when you make this. This is an I-cord bind off on the collar. When you make that, you also make these ties. So I didn't have the ties done, but because it's all one big long effort.
Yeah,
took me forever. I-cord bind off takes so long because you knit 4 stitches, pass one over, so then you have 4 on this needle, and you pass them back, and then you knit 4 more, and you bind off 1 stitch. And so then you have 4 stitches on this needle, and you put them back on this needle. So you're re-knitting, anyway, it takes forever. So anyway, there it is. That's my accomplishment. And I'm working on Rachel's shawl, still working on it. So that's really all I did, because I worked so much this week. But remember I bought those tablet weaving cards, right? And I really wanted to use my rigid heddle loom that I have, my Cricut loom, to use those tablet cards. But I couldn't find my loom, and I was looking for it everywhere because I had tucked it up in a closet in my bedroom. And so when I was looking for it and all its accessories, I opened this bag that had like the heddle and the shuttle and all the stuff you need to go with it. And I found these, and much like Eve, I found old projects. Well, this is one thing I made. I don't really like it. I may turn it into a bag. I intended it as a scarf or a wrap. It was really just, I want to practice weaving and get a good tension. So it's acrylic yarn, which I'm not trying to be a yarn snob, but it does not feel very good. It's kind of scratchy. But I thought with my serger, I could, or my zigzag stitch on my brother sewing machine, I could kind of cut this up into pieces and sew them together and make a bag. So I may do that.
When I was in high school, I took a class. It was weird. I took 2 classes in 2 different years. One was called art, and the other was called arts and crafts, right? And they were actually the opposite, because the one that was labeled art, we did pottery, we did weaving, and some other stuff, and lots of other things. And then
is that the one where you did the batik?
Yeah, I did that sea of holes thing. Yeah, but that was all in the art class, and then I took an arts and crafts class, and it was drawing and art. But anyway, but I did weaving, and I did I don't know if I did miscalculation in the length of it or whatever, but it was really, 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 really long.
Yeah.
And it was actually, I guess it was tight enough that it kind of was bending the loom thing. It was like a little tabletop loom.
I can see you weaving too tightly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
it was really long. Mom, I gave it to Mom at some point.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know what it became.
So this was, I don't know, I was just experimenting. And the problem with acrylic yarn is that it stretches when it's on the loom. And so that can be an issue. So that's that. But then I found this. Now this, I had knit, I think I made this around the time we started this video channel. With the intention of making a bag. You see I didn't finish the ends here like I did. This one has like a crochet end that I did before I took it off the loom. And here you can see some of the weft is loosening up. So I would need to, cut it earlier. But anyway, this was an experiment with cotton. So this is cotton yarn, and it has a rough texture, but I don't mind it as much as the acrylic. And it is very kind of a loose weave. Oh, but yeah. I also thought this would make a good bag. I could stitch the two pieces together. This would make a cute little bag just like this. Not upside down, but like this. I could serge the tops. Make a little hem, and just sew and box the sides, and to make a cute little bag. Isn't that neat? So I had just been experimenting with it to see what I thought of knitting, of weaving cotton, and then as usual I got distracted by something else. And the other thing, and these I made these because and I made Hannah's hat. I had 3 finished objects this week.
Voila.
I finished Hannah's hat. I'm going to put a picture here because it's already on its way to Boston. She'll get it on Monday. It was a hat pattern that Casapinka designed to benefit.
Was it that Ukrainian thing?
Yeah, so you donate to your chosen Ukrainian support organizations, and she gave the pattern for free. Someone put it here. I finished it. I was really, 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 really proud of it. I can't wait to see it on her. And one morning, I've been so tired from my job that I decided to go to bed early, and what happened was I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I guess there's no point. So I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what am I going to do with myself? I knit for a while, and then I decided to do some sewing because I also wanted to make her, remember the avocado toast fabric? So I made her 2 coasters, and I kept 2 for myself. So now I have a coaster for this show. I'll leave that here. Take this one home for my sewing corner, my knitting corner. But this is my little avocado toast coaster. And so I did that. I also made her, remember that other panel I was going to make coasters out of, but I liked the panel that said like, be brave. And I have a picture here of it. Yeah. So it's like I don't know, you call it like maybe a trivet. It's, about this big. Mm-hmm. But I'll put a picture with a ruler so you can see how big it is. So I made that for her and sent it off in a box. So those are my accomplishments. But I got this week.
Oh, your block.
The new block magazine, and I have not even looked at it.
See the patterns on the back.
Wait, I haven't opened it yet. This is an unboxing video. An unwrapping video. Emotion shadow block. I like those shadow block quilts. I've never made one. Just Wing It. Ooh, that looks cool. Lakeview Terrace. Ooh, that looks like Beth's jacket.
I decided to put Beth's jacket in timeout.
Tree Farm Table Runner. Fabric checkerboard. I'm reading the patterns on the back. Conversation heart pillows. Oh, how cute. Layered diamonds. That's beautiful. Boardwalk. That's really beautiful. Lots of luck. Table runner. Very nice. Ooh, this one. This one looks cool. It's like different widths of stripes. It's called Boardwalk.
I think I've seen that one on video.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I love these shots that are in this book. This is a great magazine. If you want to subscribe to something, this has no ads in it. Look at that. This just looks scrumptious. It's a whole bunch of quilts all folded up. It's beautiful. Mm. I want to make all the quilts all the time.
Should Beth go?
Yeah. I'm just looking at my magazine. Sorry. Anyway, this is fun. Block magazine. Can't recommend it enough.
I'll say if you keep talking, I'll finish this little stocking.
I'm done.
Okay. So I really I have not worked on I've been working on just the Whipco stuff for March, and I think last week I talked about the March Rabbit, which is my number 15, and I think as of last Saturday I had done like 2 or 3 days on that out of the 10 that I listed for my goal. And then this one that I'm doing right now, which is Winter Gathering, I had done just a couple of days on that, maybe 1 or 2 days on that out of the 10. So last weekend, last Saturday, whatever, I started, since I had started working on Winter Gathering, I just kept going on it only. So that's really been the only thing I worked on. So as of probably Monday, I guess, I will have hit my 10 days, and we'll see how far I get on that comparatively.
She's gone pretty far.
Yeah. And actually, this is going pretty quickly. The only thing is that I have an issue with half stitches, and I'll talk about that in a second. I'm trying to...
I found my mistake, and it was only 1 stitch. I'm so glad I did not have to go back a whole row. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I was sitting here going.
Speaking of mistakes and frogging and all that, I have that to talk about that too in this. Okay, I'm just gonna end this thread. Oh, well, it's longer than but anyway. So Winter Gathering. When I started working on it, I had done this little bird and part of this one here. So I've done all of these. This is the 4 birds on this side.
It's going to be so cute.
And these are their stockings. This stocking is done now because it had like only 1 shade of orange. So there's 2 shades on that. This one here is just stripy. So it'll have another color to finish that. And then this one that I just now finished is just this color. But there's like back stitching on all of these. And then there's one over here that I started last time I worked on this several months ago. So there's another color mixed in with that one there. But then I did a lot of these trees in the background. You'll see better when we do an inset picture. But they're all done in half stitches. And I hadn't even thought about this, but somebody had mentioned that when you do a half stitch, it should be the same direction as the top stitch. I think I talked about this last time.
Yeah.
The top stitch that you do. But I had already started the half stitches the other way, doing the lower half of the stitch. So I just continued with that.
To my mind, it should be the way you want to do it because it's your project.
Yeah. I hadn't, like I said, I hadn't thought about it, but somebody else had talked about, because when you're finished, your X's are finished one way, and so your half stitches should be finished the same way. I don't know.
So there's only one reason I can think that would matter, and that's because as you look at it, the light would catch the stitches the full cross stitches all in one way because this particular thread is on top, and so the light would catch it as a certain direction, and then the half stitches would be the other way. So I could kind of see why they would say that, but I don't think it ultimately matters.
So and these half stitches, the ones that I had already done are done in one. They're blended threads. So the ones that I had already done, which are these slightly darker ones over here, is 1 shade of blended threads. And then this other one is another shade of blended threads. And so there's only, I don't know if there's any that I've done that are where they're side by side. I don't think I've done any of those yet. But I did a lot of the half stitches on this.
And you've already done them the other direction?
Oh, yeah. Well, the ones that I had started, here.
Yeah.
They're I had already started them this way, so I went ahead and finished and did the others that way too. So at one point they'll be side by side, the two different shades. And then there's some like white snowflake sort of things, snowdrop things here and there throughout this. And this goes, actually, I think these are all the way at the top of the design. So, I still have a long ways to go to be, finished, anywhere near finishing. And then, of course, the whole other side of the pattern. But it's going very, very quickly. The only thing is that when I was doing this little, this stocking here, I was like, because the little half stitches in the tree here are like, there's 3, there's 2, there's 1, and, 1 and skip 1 and do 1 and whatever. And so I had, I was looking at the pattern very carefully and I thought I had done it. And then I was doing these stripes and I was like, wait a minute, wait, that's not right. And I was like about halfway through the stocking when I realized they weren't lining up right. Because I thought, okay, well, this row has 5 stitches of this orange color. And I'm like, wait, but that doesn't, that doesn't line up right. And so I went back and looked, and it's these half stitches where there was one place where I had missed a row. And I had to go all the way back I had gotten all the way to the bottom of this. And I had to go all the way back up here. So I had to take about half of this out. So I still have 2 more rows back here because because the thread ran out, because I had already finished it and cut it off. so I'm gonna have to go back and redo this. But I had run out of thread up here on the top, so I can do those 2 rows and then continue on up here. But anyway, so yeah, so in the meantime, I did the orange and finished the orange stuff.
Now that was a kit, right? It came with all the
threads.
threads.
This is a kit that came with all the threads. Yeah. So, and it came with the blue Ada and all that. So, but it's coming along very nicely.
I thought you dyed the Ada.
No, not in this one.
Blue. Cool.
But yeah, so this is all the only stitching that I worked on. So, like I said, I think if I continue on with this one, I will. Because Wednesday I had an appointment, and so that day I don't know if we were running around what we were doing that day, but like I was gonna. Oh, that was the day we made the scissor fobs. So I was out here making scissor fobs for I don't know how long, and so I went back to my room. That's where my stitching stuff is, and I thought, well, okay, I'm just gonna rest a minute because I was like really exhausted just from sitting here.
We made a lot.
Yeah.
She made even more, but she's decided to remake them.
Yeah, so I was just here for a long time, and so by the time I went back, I was like so exhausted, and I thought, well, okay, I'll stitch in a minute, and then I slept for like I don't know how long, and so in the wee hours of the morning, I stitched for a little while, and I was like, okay, I'm too tired, I can't do this, so I was like, okay, I can't really count that because it's only I only stitched for like an hour, 2 hours, something like that. So on Wednesday, basically, I didn't work on any of my projects. So maybe Monday, I think, is I'm going to hit the 10 days for this one. And then I still have to do, the rest of the time on my rabbit, which I will get to eventually. So.
Before we talk about our other haul, are you ready to talk about that or what?
Yeah.
Or were you going to do something else?
No, I was trying to think. I think, stories and haul.
So
and stuff.
I wanted to buy a pattern from a Ukrainian designer, and I chose one of my favorites that I've bought from many times. Cute Patterns by Maria. Oh yeah. That's who designed the whale and a light bulb.
Oh yeah.
When she says cute patterns. Maria Bravko, Cute Patterns by Maria on Etsy. Her patterns are so stinking cute. Okay, so I bought this one. Let me adjust him a little bit. Maybe if I put it this way.
Oh my gosh.
That little chubby birdie, little pom pom.
I don't know. I don't know if you can see it. It's so small. Let me see.
Well, we'll
take
make
a
a
picture.
screenshot or something.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, and her prices are so reasonable. So I went ahead and bought that. I know my little
my
$4 doesn't mean
God.
anything to us, but in other countries, $4 American U.S.
I made it really big so you can see it.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that adorable? And I was like, oh, I need to start that. No,
Oh
it's so
my
cute.
Gosh.
This is intermediate level. There's an owl that I almost bought that is advanced level, and I was like, I like that owl. So it's an aviator owl. It's so
wow.
cute. But I just like, I don't
This is
think I can
adorable,
stand
though.
to do that one yet.
That is so cute. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just
Good for you.
absolutely adorable. So that was a minor contribution. So Beth and I were making these scissor fobs. And I had those dog things that I wanted to do, the other dog things. And I couldn't find the necessary the charms that I wanted. Little did I know that the two that I used were actually some of the ones that were on there. Okay, that means it. But I couldn't remember where I bought them, and because of the kind of charm there were, we were like, well, maybe it was Joann's. So here, Beth and I go off to Joann's, and at Joann's, I bought some scissor charms, some camera charms, and some handcuff charms.
For Robert.
Robert.
I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but you know. And Beth, what did you get at Joann's?
Shall we pause? Because she's got to get all her junk.
Let's pause so Beth can get her stuff
a
up.
moment so Beth could get all her junk.
So
This is the portion of the show called Stories and all the crazy things these people bought. While
So-
I was slaving away at my job.
well, we were slaving away on.
You were earning the money. We were spending the money.
We'll see.
We were slaving away on scissor fobs.
Okay.
And then that's
right.
why we went. And I didn't find the charms there, but Beth found these things.
So while we were wandering around at
So you went to Joann's
first
for charms.
for charms
that were not there.
Charms
that were not there. I got the 3 charms I showed you.
I got this with this mouse,
That's so cute.
and they had this same mouse sniffing the berries or whatever. They had a dish towel. They had this. They had like those lanterns, you know, like the shadow box lantern kind of things or something. So they had this in all kinds of different permutations. But I liked this because I may or may not have, I don't know, anything mousy that'll fit right here.
What do you mean? Everything you stitch has mice in it. Well, and bunnies.
Yeah.
But mice and bunnies is your theme.
Yeah, so that's,
Okay, so here's one.
Yeah. And then I also bought some charm things. I don't know if I got these at Joann's or if I got these. I might have. I don't know because it's the same brand. But they're you know, at one point we had bought a kit to make resin jewelry, and I still have. I have that, and I felt like I understood how to do it, and so I keep buying stuff for that because I keep thinking, well, one day I want to do it. And when we were making the scissor fobs, we were separating charms that we wanted to use for scissor fobs and things that we thought would make good needle minders, and we had a couple of like sort of empty frame things that I thought would work really well with this resin stuff. And so I bought some stuff to go in there. I bought some seashells and some little gears. And so, I don't know, I'm going to have to look at that and see how those work if I want to do those.
Is
But
that all of your Joann's set? No?
yeah. No, not yet. So then I bought some charms that this little heart with the gears, and this seahorse. I don't know if I have one, but anyway, it's a seahorse with little
That's pretty.
shell inlays, and then these little charms.
The sewing machine ones.
Yeah, there's a
tomato.
a tomato, a thimble, a pair of scissors.
Okay, this could
a
be a
sewing
thimble
machine.
or a cheese grater. When I first looked at it, I thought it was a cheese grater. You'll see in the picture close up.
Yeah, there's
Is it a thimble?
spool of thread, and
Or
there's.
So you could make it. You could give it to a chef, and they'd say, "What a cool cheese grater!"
Where did you ever find a cheese grater charm?
So,
That's cute.
having not found the correct charms,
We continued on.
we continued to Michael's. Now, here in Ahwatukee, we have a Joanne, a Michael's, and a Hobby Lobby in very close proximity to each other. So there we go to Michael's. And while I was at Michael's, I remembered that I was actually almost done with Honeybee. So I said, I need to get stuff for that. Couldn't find anything. But I got at I got this bee because I was looking for bees.
Uh-huh.
I found a bee.
Turn it on.
Ooh. And then I remembered that I was working on rabbits at the cafe, and I also have rabbits, carrots, and eggs, so I bought some carrots.
Those are so cute. Is that like raffia
Yeah.
or some kind of weird stuff? Those are neat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't remember about. No, I bought these at Hobby Lobby.
So I saw those too, and I was like, oh, maybe no. I like the fact that these have these little tails,
Yeah.
but this is too big for. I'll probably end up using this as a design for something and use these on my pattern. I don't know. Anyway, that was
But
my
you can
Michael's.
never have too many paper carrots.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be
I
real.
was gonna say I have some that I bought for something else that they're in my finishing things. Well, with their little carrots. Yeah.
So that was Michael's.
That was Michael's.
I think this box is from Michael's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In my never-ending.
And at
Super
Michael's,
colors.
there was a woman in the back looking for. She was looking at the. I said, "I'll go see what's in this cross stitch section at Michael's." Now, the cross stitch section at Michael's is a joke.
Yeah.
It is some DMC floss and big packages of the whole thing of DMC.
Those metal DMC cases, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's it. There's no patterns. There's no hoops.
There's no fabric?
They have some. I don't-
really very very little.
Yeah,
what they
they
did.
have
They-
some. They have some wooden hoops.
They cut
but-
themselves in half and got rid of everything. They have no yarn. They have
They
like
have
two
a little
shelves
bit of yarn and some DMC floss. Anyway, there was a woman there looking at the sewing machines, and she was talking with her husband and a clerk, going, I don't know. And she said to the clerk, "Do you know anybody knows anything about sewing machines?" And I looked over and I said, "I do. What do you need?" And she goes, "I just want a sewing machine that will sew a straight line, like for mending and hemming."
And you said, "Go to Mall Queen."
No, I didn't do that. I should have, but I didn't.
Or go to
And
Joann's at the
I
very
said,
least.
I said to her, I said if she had a singer in her hands, and I said, well, Jenny just had on a video where she was teaching. She said somebody asked her this very question, and I said, she says, get the cheapest one that you need to do what you want to do, because all the parts are made by the same manufacturers. Mm-hmm. And I looked at the one she had, and it had a blind stitch thing that it could do, and it did straight stitches. And I said, if all you want to do is that, this will work. Mm-hmm. I said, but And then she said, well, you know, because I want to hem some jeans, or so I don't want to pay the price of jeans. I said, this will not hem jeans. I said, you might get it to hem the part of it, but it won't go through the seams on the sides.
Yeah.
Mine won't go through the seams on the sides.
Mine will. Yeah.
Yeah, because you need a heavy duty machine for that. But I told her, yeah, you can sell part of it, but not all of it.
Yeah.
But so I talked with her briefly, and I hope I didn't steer her wrong, but I was just like, this one will be okay for what you want. You know, she just wanted to be able to, she's a short person like I am, she goes, nothing I buy fits.
Yeah.
And to just rehem something.
Yeah.
And it'd be fine for that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so, yeah. But I digress.
And Michael's didn't pay you a dime.
No, they didn't. They didn't even give me my carrots for free. And she bought, an expensive machine. So then
we didn't find the dog charms at Michael's.
So we went to Hobby Lobby. And Eureka!
The dog charms. And then you didn't use them?
Well, no, because by the time we got home, we were exhausted. But I saw the bone that I used on that one, and the hand and the paw that I used on that one. I was like, oh well. I almost bought 2 of those, but I had to put the other one back because I found some daisies, which I will explain in a little bit, which will also look very good with my
Your honeybee?
my honeybee. And I bought some bumblebee and other kind of floral-y things that I will use on other projects. But stickers. Mm-hmm. And I actually got away pretty easy at Hobby Lobby.
However, I actually didn't spend that much. Because I think almost. I mean, a lot of the stuff that I bought was on sale because the stuff was on, that labeled the spring shop or whatever was on sale and whatever. And I bought a bunch of, little bitty things.
But I must have walked through Hobby Lobby like 6 or 7 times. I was so tired by the time we got out of there.
So one of the things I bought was they had a bunch of gnome stuff. But I bought this.
Gnomes are the bomb.
Yeah, this thing that says gnomes welcome, people tolerated.
This for me?
Mm-hmm. I don't have gnomes. I don't do gnome stuff. And I found this little gnome block.
Oh, so cute. Oh, thanks.
And I found these little mini gnomes.
Thanks. Oh, these need to go to work with me. Oh my gosh.
And then I also found a bunch of Easter stuff. So I got this little bunny.
You felt that.
You can hang over there next to my bunny that I got last year.
That's cute.
And I bought this, it says, He is Risen, Hallelujah, little block.
And it has a painted
And it has
cross.
a cross on here, on the top here.
That's nice.
Yeah. And I'm just going to pile this here for a second while I go through all the junk in my
Pile
box.
away.
So I bought these little mini carrots.
Which looks very much like my carrots.
Yeah.
Those are probably the better size for you.
Yeah. And then these little bunnies. They're little stickers. They have a little sticker thing on the back, so you can.
Yeah, I bought some of those last year when I was finishing Pete.
And these also have little stickers, but they sit more upright. These little bunnies.
Cute.
And then these little half eggs. I think I might even have some of these. I don't know.
Oh my god.
And then these are little mini bunny. I thought they were buttons, but they're not really buttons. They're just little miniature little bunnies in clothes. And that was really cute.
Oh, those are adorable.
So
You and all
put
your bunnies.
all these little
So on Sunday,
jumps in there.
we went to Target because I had ordered lunch and it was nearby and it was going to take
We were waiting for it to
half
be
an
finished.
hour or something. So I said,
Oh wait, I got this at Hobby Lobby too. Let me talk about this for a second. We had talked about Eve had finished something or was working on something that was on ice, and it was
Her berry.
we were talking
my
about
berry.
Yeah, we were talking about how I was thinking I had used ice also, and mine was very blue and hers was very white. I didn't use ice. I used spa. When I thought about it and looked at it, I thought that's not what I did. So I did the January rabbits on spa, not ice, and that's why there was a difference between the blue that I had and the white.
Because hers looks like ice.
Yeah.
I thought
Hers
you were
is
talking
ice
that it was just slightly bluer.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were saying.
Yeah,
It's like a bluer.
it's blue.
Yeah.
It's blue, and blue.
So on Sunday when we went to Target, I was remembering something that I ordered, which I will show you later because we're going to talk about. We did a lot of shopping this week. I got this.
What is that?
It's like a cheese board.
Oh,
It's
I
got
see.
little flowers on it.
Cute.
And then will you grab me those two things right there?
Wait, I can't put this down. What do things? These two big
The
things?
little-
Yeah, careful
Yeah.
because the big one comes apart.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Don't knock the iron over. The other day I heard this boom. I was like, what was that? It was the iron.
I dropped the iron.
What is that?
I'll show you. So this is a shelf. Okay, so you can put it on the wall and you can stick something here. But you can also put it this way in your tier tray or whatever and hold something upright.
Tier tray. Okay.
You know, like
Yeah,
if
yeah,
I put
yeah.
something up here and we need it'll
Oh, I
hold
see.
something upright. I was
Uh-huh.
like, I don't know, I'm gonna use it a lot like this on a shelf. Maybe, but I doubt it. But I'm interested in it this way.
Uh-huh.
And let me put this on the floor.
We don't have enough room up here for all the crap.
For all our haul. We haven't even talked about our last one. And this is like a basket with a lid, right? But I pictured, well, like if I filled this with, like, say, Easter things, and then finished it where there was an Easter pattern on top, you could do it with magnets, like Priscilla does, and then switch it out for, and then put something else down here.
Uh-huh.
You know, or you can do it this way.
And you could put your cake in there and it would get hard.
You can put your cat in there. Oh.
Yeah.
And it, you know, but I was just thinking that it would be really cute like this.
Yeah.
Or you can put, you know, some decoration stuff, and like I could put that little that thing with the basket right here.
Yeah.
You know,
That's cute.
so that I got that at Target in their
One spot thing.
spot thing, and Beth
Yeah.
picked up more stuff
So-
at Target.
So
I had those two things in my hands. I just
Yeah.
was like,
So-
I can't get that.
in their dollar spot, they had these little cheese boards, which are a really good size for finishing. So there's two for like $5 in their dollar spot.
I'm going to say you cannot buy any more finishing things until you actually finish things.
And so I bought this
So
also.
naughty.
This is
That's
a little,
cute.
little chalkboard thing for the house.
Well, let me tell you, she's going to need a lot of finishing things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I bought this cheese board thing, which is really big too.
Because she wants to put some cheese on it.
I
Kidding.
do. So, I think that was all I got at Target.
At Target. And then our most fun thing. Oh, at Hobby Lobby, I bought this bee ribbon
To go with your bees.
to go with my bees. Our most fun thing was I had ordered market stuff at the attic, and I called them Friday and go, "Do you have it?" And they're like, "Yep." So here we go. Beth didn't need anything at the attic,
Very, very dangerous.
and
I cannot believe you guys. I go away to work for 1 week and you guys go crazy.
I ordered Daisy May. I am so excited about Daisy May.
Yes.
That's why I bought this.
Oh.
Isn't she gonna look cute on that?
Oh my gosh. That's cute.
It's so cute. Is it? Yeah, this black bunny. I remember Priscilla was talking about how she was wanting to do like a different fabric because she had in her head she wanted to do a black bunny, and I think there's another pattern that she has.
She just now put a black bunny,
Yeah.
another black bunny pattern out.
That's so cute.
And
Ugh.
I
love that
also
green
ordered Jingle Bell Cafe, which was their market exclusive. Cute! as they had not had any stitching with the housewives in the attic at all. And so when we went in there, I was like, oh, they have a whole bunch. And I got gingerbread cookies. And they had the home, and home is where the wreath is, and they had Silent Night, and they had all these others.
Is it an actual recipe?
Yeah, that's a recipe.
Yeah, that's her recipe.
Oh,
She has one for carrot cake and
this gingerbread cookies. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
And then
cute.
I picked up
wanna make
some
this.
threads that I need to work on one of these things. I don't remember which one that I didn't have.
Little gingerbread man.
Isn't that cute?
That is so
But
cute.
these are little Santa cookies. See, it's little Santa cookies.
Oh, the Jingle Bell Cafe.
Yeah, these are cookies.
And cocoa and
Yeah. So
This is adorable. Oh my gosh. Okay.
yeah, so I restrained myself this time at the attic. I just got the only thing I picked up extra was this
That's restrained.
and some threads I needed for Daisy May.
I can't believe that I am the one that's been showing restraint lately. I have not bought. I did buy the yarn for the hat, but that's all I bought. Oh, you
I bought this. This is at what I was trying to remember. I bought it at Target. This little bicycle with the basket.
Yeah, that's very cute.
Yeah, it was very cute.
And then at
Because I have all
Target,
kinds of plants that I'm trying to kill. So.
at Target, Beth went
Oh no,
At the attic.
at the attic.
I went kind of bananas because I was like, oh, I want this, I want that, I want that, I want that.
She almost bought Daisy May again.
Yeah. So Bing Cherry. This is the thread that I used for the thing I showed last week. The gathering berries. And I used it to the point of I had like one thing of 6 threads. I think I had one left out of 2 of these. So it's like and I love this color, so I bought more. And then I like this one too because it's raspberry.
She
you
doesn't
just
have any
like
projects
the
to use it.
names.
Well, I like the color. I really like the color too. So I'm when it comes to reds, this is the color of red I really like.
Yeah.
So
You got that
So, this was up at
an end.
yeah, this was at I saw this on the counter when I went up there to buy all my stuff. I saw this.
Look at that.
This adorable prairie schooler, the 2022 Santa. Penguins. And I was looking at I was putting it in my thread keeper
so
thing.
Cute.
And the prairie schooler Santas all use basically the same threads, except that
That is adorable.
Santa's there with
penguins.
some penguins, and he's got a little tiny baby penguin in his hand.
Oh my god. That is so cute.
And so the penguins have in their beaks these little strings of lights, and the lights are this neon E980 DMC. So it's a
Huh.
like I want to say it's one of the metallics or something. It's
Something special.
yeah, a different thing. So I'm gonna have to. That's one thread I'm gonna have to buy. So that. But that is so cute. Oh my gosh. So it was there on the counter. And I was like, wait, what is this? Because the other one they had was the 2021 one, I guess. It's Santa with a bunch, like an owl and a bunch of things. And I couldn't remember whether I had that. And I kind of don't think I do. Because I was hemming and hawing about whether I was going to get that. But I saw this with the penguins and I had to get it. So that's number 11 of the patterns that I bought, I think.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, Beth went crazy.
Yeah. So the first one I picked up, I think one of the first ones I picked up was this Lindy Stitch's Spring Forest scrapbook, right? And it says part 1. So I thought, okay, I think I've heard of that. Blah blah blah. So it's really cute. You can either finish it as these little pillows, or you can do a large thing with all of them in it. So I was looking at it and I thought, that's really pretty. There's a couple of deer, there's a grasshopper and a ladybug, there's a bird in a nest, this thing that says, in spring I long to be among the trees. I think there's some birds there, and there's some little hedgehogs. So I thought, oh, that's just adorable. I need to get that. Spring Forest scrapbook. And so I was looking at all the, they had a thing of all their new patterns. Put that over there. And so I was looking at, and they had some by the Blue Flower. And I thought, oh, these are really cute. And I thought, wait a minute.
You can put them all together in a big... Oh.
So I was looking at this one. This one has, there's some raccoons and some foxes, and there's something, I don't know what that is. And there's a snail and all this stuff. And I thought, oh, Spring Forest Scrapbook. And then I thought, wait, have I seen that title before? This is part 2. So this one, and then I remembered that this is a collaboration between Lindy Stitches and this is the Blue Flower, Janine McGowan. So you can do them all as individual pillows. There's 9 of them. Or you can do them in a set of 9. And see, this one, In the Spring I Long to Be Among the Trees, is the middle block. And so see the snail. This is Janine McGowan, and the little.
Oh, so in order to make this 9 block, you have to put these both together. Ah.
Yeah, but I think I like the individual pillows.
Sure.
But
that's a neat 9 block.
Yeah.
Those are nice for smalls for
gifts and stuff.
Yeah, for smalls exchanges and gifts,
Neat.
whatever. So so I got those 2. It's so cute. And then I saw this, and the only issue I have, this is by New York Dreamer, Ezia Gladstone. I think I have wrong my keeper. But so I was looking at this, and this says just 3 colors, and it's very simple, really pretty, very very light and feminine. But so it has these things, and I couldn't tell if they were ribbon embroidery or buttons. And on the back here, it doesn't say. It says it was stitched with 2 strands of gentle arts over 2 threads, and it talks about backstitching the words, I guess, what you use. And so I thought, well, okay, it doesn't say anything about these little roses. There's 2 roses and a little button kind of thing. And so I thought, well, maybe it must say inside, right? There's not a word about it. There's an empty space where those rose things are. There's like the little stem, comes up, and it's empty, but it's not charted, to do otherwise or to use ribbon embroidery or anything. So
you could probably buy those little.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe I can.
I've seen those
in the wedding wedding areas. They have those little roses,
ribbon roses. Yeah.
So
what does it say? Smile, joy. What does it say?
It says in the back here what the words are. Yeah. Hope, joy, love, tears, and then
give and
smile. Yeah.
Give and smile. Mother.
Yeah. And then I bought these 2 from Sweet Wing Studio. This one, I'd seen this one before, Deep Waters. And I actually have this.
I wanted both of those. I almost bought both of those.
I have this actually as a kit. Walmart, and I don't remember if I've seen it at Hobby Lobby, but it's like a little kit that has this same quote, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And I think
from Isaiah 43.
Yeah, and so but the one I have, the kit I has it's a seaside pattern with the lighthouse or whatever. But this is really cute with the octopus and the crabs and
That's cute. And
so that one, and then this one is Mercy and Grace. Mercy there was great, and Grace was free by the Sweet Wing Studio also. That's really good.
I love that song.
Yeah.
I love the quote too, but
Yeah.
And this cracked me up.
This one here. This is another Lindy Stitches, and it's so adorable. So,
what's it called? Wandering Sheep?
Yes.
Let me see. I was a wandering sheep. I once preferred to roam, but now I love my father's voice. I love his home.
It's so cute.
So adorable.
And I think that she says where the quote, these beautiful words were written by Horatius Bonar in 1843. So it's just adorable, this big black
That's really
sheep.
beautiful.
Now this is stitched in Threadworks threads. And there are DMC alternatives, although a couple of them that say no great DMC match. But so I'm gonna have to look and see, where I can buy Threadworks threads. So it says something like you'll need 2 skeins for this big woolly sheep. But
I just had an idea. I don't know. I always want to stitch things for Sonia, but I thought this would be really great for her if I could do the sheep in her Tunis sheep colors, which is like an off-white and then like a red face.
Oh yeah,
a reddish brownish face.
There's another sheep that you can see here that's coming up that you might want to do that with.
But that's so beautiful.
So then this one is by Annie B's Folk Art called Hop to It. And there's just little bunnies hopping all over the place.
Oh my gosh. You and your bunnies.
Look at those
That's
bunnies.
adorable. This one's wearing, I would say he's wearing a sweater, but he's probably just 2 colored. I forget bunnies that can have more than 1 color.
And then this one is the Running Bunny Biscornu. This is also by Annie B's Folk Art.
It's cute.
And this one is the one that Eve was talking about.
Yeah.
Is this 2 or is this
I thought
the
the
back?
first one was
That's the
this
back.
one.
It has, so the back has little hearts on it.
I thought the first one that she talked about with the sheep was this one. No, this is the one that.
This is What's Your Superpower by Puccini. I turn grass into wool. What's your superpower?
Oh, that's so
So
cute.
cute. And then it comes with a little button
Oh.
on the
It's a little
skein of yarn.
Skein of yarn button.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that adorable?
Now this one, what I like about it is that the sheep is kind of suggested. I don't think it's solid.
It's
It's
striped.
2 different colors. Yeah,
It's striped. So it looks like
a skein of yarn.
skein of yarn. Yeah, that's cute.
But this one has one Romy's Creations camouflage, and that's another thread that I don't have. I don't have that one. It does have a DMC alternative, but I think the camouflage one must be this green that he's standing on, the grass that he's standing on.
Yeah.
And that looks variegated. So
That's cute.
I don't know how, So yeah, I want to get that. And then this one, I have another one of this is a Teresa Vanette Shakespeare Peddler Antique Cats and Crowns. So I have another one of those that's on the back there.
That's beautiful.
Another one in that series, yeah.
That's so cool.
And that's done in I think Gloriana silk, but I may or may not do that way. But I think I have another one. I think I have this one with the keys.
Oh, okay. That's really beautiful.
Or maybe with the bunnies, I
I was
forget.
going to say, that bunny
It
is...
might have the bunnies.
We went a little crazy at the
Bunnies
end.
and Beth.
I guess you did.
Beth went a little
Beth
crazy.
went crazy.
Well, all of the
yeah.
market stuff had just been put out. Mm-hmm. It was all
So-
front and
Glad I
center.
didn't
I
go.
bought
I'm
all
so
that.
glad I
The
didn't go with you. I was safe at
the
work.
attic. And then yesterday, I was at the computer. I had gotten this. There was a notice in the WIPGO group about. I guess this is the WIPGO weekend or something, and I guess in the past they've done she's done prizes, whatever. I don't know, but she in the discussion thing, she was saying, there weren't any prizes this year because blah blah blah. So anyway, but I was trying to look at the under files, it had the all the stuff about the WIPGO weekend, and I didn't know anything about it. So I was going to look at it, but my phone doesn't have enough storage, so I couldn't download it on my phone. I have to go through and clean up my phone. Just a mess. But anyway, so I went to my computer to pull it up and look at it. And so while I was there, I was doing some other stuff there, and I went to Stitchy Princess, and I downloaded this pattern because I had been thinking about this for a while, and she's a Ukrainian designer, and so I wanted to be supportive of that. So this one is an Easter pattern. Happy Easter. And there's bunnies.
Oh no.
And there's some chicks and hens and stuff like that. So
cute.
So I went to go to
nice.
print it. After I purchased it, I went to print it, and my printer was like being very slow and just, you know, and so it ended up printing twice. And then one thing I wanted to print, because I was like going through and organizing stuff earlier, and I had I bought at some point, I don't know if I bought it at Hobby Lobby or Joann's or whatever, but it was a little kit called Owl Trio, and I guess I had opened it to look at what was in there or whatever at one point, but it was one of those that you know, the plastic around it is closed with that like sticky stuff, you know, and when I had opened it up, I guess I didn't close it completely, you know, all the way or whatever, and so that sticky junk from the plastic had gotten on another pattern like this that I had, another PDF pattern, that Gnome Sweet Gnome pattern. So it was all sticky, and I tried to pull the sticky off, but it was like sticking to each other. So I went to try to reprint that from the ones that I had, and because my printer was acting up, it printed like, well, no, it started to print it, and it like ran out of paper. So like, oh, okay. So I put more paper in there, and then it wouldn't reprint the first two pages. I mean, the instructions and the front page. But I thought, well, okay, well, I have that, but at least the pattern isn't sticky. And then I did work a little bit on that big original sampler thingy that I'm working on. I did redo the alphabet, and it's smaller, and I like that it's smaller. I'm a little insecure about the look of it, but you know, because it's not as sort of old fashioned and fancy as what I had used before, but it is my own. It's not like, you know, somebody else's alphabet. And then I'm sort of trying to rethink if I want to redo some of the little other motifs that are in there or whatever. So it's you know, it's a long way from being finished, but I did work on it. The only problem that for me is it's hard is like, because it's very wordy, and there's all the wording is done in backstitching, and it's kind of small, is that it makes my arm really aches trying to do the, you know, and my hand is so kind of hard to control. My fine motor skills, you know, were affected, you know, and so trying to do that, I'll get the light in the right place, and then my hand goes, you know, and jerked it all the way. So
that's a slow
so it's very slow going, you know.
Well, just take your time.
Beth and I have been talking a long time and not letting Naomi tell any stories.
I don't know. You know, I was thinking, like, what stories can I share this week that are... but there's one phone call. So my job is, I work now at the symphony, and the other day, so it's been really great. And I'm like, when I'm not at work, I'm thinking about it. And I'm like, you know, it's been really good. I used to work there before, so it's very familiar. And then one day I went in, and all the jerks called. Like, literally all the jerks called. But, I have to tell a story from the train. So I rode the train in for a couple of shifts, and at one stop, all these kids get on, like this family, and I tried to count the kids, and they were like, so I couldn't even count them. I'm still to this day not sure how many kids there were, but there was a bunch. And two of them, they all came and they swarmed on, and they got like all around me, and there was two kids sitting behind me, and he's there. Kicking my seat. He was just holding on it. Bam, 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 bam.
Oh my gosh.
And so I turned around and I just looked at him. I just gave him the eye. And he looked at me, and no more kicking. So that was fun. That's my one tale from the train. But other than that, I had very nice commutes. I decided to ride the light rail as much as possible because gas is crazy. So, so one day, I think it was Wednesday, all the jerks called. All of the jerks called. And there was one man, and I can't remember his name, thankfully, because I don't want to see him at will call. But so there was this stuff that, like, there's a certain way that you do exchanges or something like that, and it prevents you from sending a print at home. And once it's printed, you can't do a print at home. It was confusing the way the order was made, and it was just the reason that my colleague did it that way was to save him fees because he's a subscriber. La la la. Well, he calls. He's very nice. I was supposed to get this printed at home, and I got my receipt, but I didn't get my tickets. And he was very sweet. And so I looked into it, and my boss said, "Oh, that's because it was created this way. It will not do a print at home. You can put it at will call for him because it's too late to mail it for the concert." And so I get on the phone, and I said, "I'm sorry, sir. This is why this happened. I cannot do a print at home for you." I said, "But we can put them at will call." This very nice man says, "That's disgusting." And then he starts, I'm like, disgusting. Like, you can't get your tickets printed. And I said, "Well, sir, I'm sorry you feel that way, but it was done to save you money, and because we were able to waive fees in this particular mode of sale, blah, blah, blah." Well, you need to talk to your programmers to make your computer system do what you need it to do, and you wasted my time, and you're wasting your time, and it's very inconvenient that I have to go to will call. And I'm like, I wanted to say, "Sir, there's a war on, and there are a lot of other things that are happening in the world, and this is what I'm thinking in my mind, and this just really isn't something that I think is going to impact your life in a negative way, in so much that you need to yell at me like that." I was like, really?
Well, not only that, I was
me?
going to think that, you're saving him the money from the fees, whatever.
Yeah.
B,
How long
you're
does it
saving
take
him...
to stop at will call? You're already there.
Yeah. And B, you're saving him the money from the ink to print the stuff.
And I'm like,
and
it's just a ticket.
Well,
Yeah.
To an orchestra concert.
Yeah.
That you are going for enjoyment. It's not like
It's not like surgery or something.
Yeah. Yeah, or somehow I'm bilking you out of $100 or something. So, the other story I have. Oh, what did you say?
Well, on that line, there was a TikTok person that I follow that she said she has a higher vehicle so she can see stuff, that other people lower can't see. And she was waiting at a traffic light to turn left. And she's listening to her music, enjoying, and this guy next to her, he's very angry because his light is green and nobody's going. And he's getting very frustrated and very angry. And she can see that there's a bus stopping people from moving ahead. And she sees by the lights that the bus is about to go. And he's spending all this time being angry. And she said, that's the way life is, that you can't see what's ahead. Mm-hmm. So don't be angry about it. She goes, enjoy the wait. Love your time. Don't stress about these kinds of things. She goes, it's just the light.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, I didn't say anything. I just kept apologizing. And he stayed on the phone telling me how much time I was wasting of his. But he stayed on the phone yelling at me. And I was like, you'd save a lot of time if you just say, okay, thank you, and hang up the phone. Oh, and here's another, public service announcement. If you are going to purchase tickets and you're a subscriber of an organization and maybe you're away from home and you need to add a ticket onto your concert, the first thing you should do is call that organization and not just randomly start searching. This very sweet gentleman, I guess, wasn't sure what to do and searched the Phoenix Symphony or whatever. And when you do that, you don't always get the website. He wound up at some other site. And he called me and he said, I haven't received my printed home tickets. So I looked him up with his address, and there weren't any. I saw his subscription, but there wasn't an extra seat that he purchased, or a couple seats, whatever. And I was like, no. So I searched again, and I looked again, and I found another order. And it was for $108. And I said, how much did you pay? And he said, $210.
Oh my gosh.
These scalpers from that website went on our website, put in his name, put in a fake email, his phone number, but with 877 first. So it was 8, like if his number was 555-55555, they put 877-5555-555, or, whatever, and the extension 555. Like they put the last 3 numbers of his phone number as the extension number. Totally fake phone number. And an Omaha, Nebraska address when he lives here in Arizona.
Oh my gosh.
And they created this fake account, purchased the tickets for $108, and charged him $210.
Oh my gosh.
And there's nothing we can do about it. So he called his... So
he didn't get the tickets.
He hadn't gotten them yet.
Oh.
So he's like, I'm going to dispute it, and I said, well, do that, and then once you dispute that, I can get you tickets. And he had wanted them right next to him, but they put him in the row in front. I don't know why, because there were open seats next to his seats. So they didn't even do him that service for $210. So I said, if you can dispute that, we can move, we can buy these seats next to you. So then he calls me back, and he said, right as I was disputing them, I got them in my email. And so we were like, well, what do you want to do? He's like, well, at this point, I'm just going to use the tickets because it's a special night, and I'm just going to bite it, just have to eat it. But he asked me to move. So I, in that fake account, which was a real account, it just wasn't his, I moved those seats to the other seat and took off the exchange fees and everything else because he was, he's a subscriber. And I felt so bad. And these people, I cannot believe that there are people in the world who do that. You're not doing them any service. You're it's not like they need,
it's just
bilking
a way to take
people.
advantage of people.
Sorry about the traffic noise. Our street is normally very quiet, but it's such a beautiful day. We have the door open.
So that was my stories from the tales from the box office.
What about that guy that said something about the size of the orchestra?
Oh yeah. So I get this email, and so my boss, what she does is we get emails at the info email address, and then she sends them to us in the box office, and we process them. Because people write and say, I have a problem with this ticket. So this guy had written in and said, what is the size? I'm thinking about buying tickets. What is the size of your orchestra? Your brass section seems thin. Okay, any self-respecting professional orchestra like that we are, will hire the musicians required for whatever piece we're playing. If it calls for 10 horns, we hire 10 horns. If it calls for 4 horns, we only have 4 horns. Same thing with trumpets. It's not like we're like, oh, we're just a little light this week. Well, we're going to play Mahler, but we're only going to use 1 trumpet. I mean, that's not a community orchestra. That's what you do in community orchestra when you just don't have enough players. We hire them. So for when did you look at the brass? When they were playing Mozart and there was only 4 horns and no trumpets? I mean, or a trumpet and no trombones. So I'm like, what do you mean we're thin? But I went to the orchestra manager, and I said, on a given day, what's the average of our orchestra? Is it 80? He goes, it's anywhere between 60 and 80, with usually around 70. The only variation you're going to have in an orchestra, as a rule, is in the string section, and then whatever instruments you need in the winds. So maybe you have a smaller string section, but your brass isn't thin. Your brass is whatever the brass decides to be. Like, when did he look at what? I have no idea when this man decided this. So I just wrote him back and I said, we employ as the musicians that are, we employ the correct complement of musicians for whatever piece we're playing, with an average of about 70. And I thank you for your interest in the 70. Da, 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 da. So he writes back, 70 is not the correct complement. And he spelled compliment wrong with an I instead of an E. He goes, 70 isn't the right complement. Most orchestras, most cities have a full orchestra at about 100. And then he says, so this was all a ruse, ladies and gentlemen. This was all a ruse to say, and I'm just really disgusted that the symphony has kowtowed to this COVID paranoia. It's just a flu at this point, so why do we still have to wear masks? And la 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 la. And I'm just like, So he just wanted to say that. Well, he just wanted to complain because because he was very nasty about the COVID policies.
Was he thinking that you lessened the number of players?
Oh, and that's what he said. He said, I bet many musicians quit over this. I'm like, no, musicians don't quit over things like that. They want to keep their jobs. Yeah. And they will wear a mask if they need to, and they will do whatever. And
wear a mask under.
Well, not the wind players, but the string players. But it's just like why the whole ruse of your brass seems thin. You just wanted to complain. It's like you just live your life to like pick on people for no reason.
As a former,
if you have a question about the COVID policies, say I have a question about this. Why haven't? Because we do have questions of the CDC kind of changed your mind or whatever this week, and so are you guys going to change? And we're like, no.
Yeah.
Because the reason we decided to keep it to the end of the season, which is only in May, is because, at least at this point, because it might go back up. And then we have to redo the whole... So we're just going to stay the same, and that's it. So, but that wasn't even his...
Well, I was going to say, as a former musician in the symphony, you have, like, standard instrumentation of how many people are regularly employed. So you have, you have 3 trumpets and 3 trombones and whatever, So you have a normal complement, usually 2, like, for the woodwinds and the, whatever. So you have all the instrumentation, and then like the string section, like you said, varies because if you're playing a piece of music that just requires a lot of sound or whatever, they may, hire more musicians from the local college or whatever. But you have, a standard instrumentation, and then the size of the wind section will vary according to the piece, and the size of the string section may vary according to the piece. But so to say, well, the only way you would know whether they have a small instrumentation thing or whatever would be if you saw the roster, which you wouldn't see.
Exactly. And not only that, it's like, did he look, because our website lists all our musicians now. It doesn't list our subs, or like right now I guess they're hiring a bass trombonist or whatever, so maybe he's not on the website because we don't have somebody. But I'm like, really? You're just sitting around just waiting for some reason to criticize people. So I sent his response on to the stage to the orchestra manager guy, and he's like, maybe he wants to contribute money so we can hire more musicians.
So should we go ahead and
let's do the drawing. Let's do the drawing because we're getting late.
We've been talking a while.
So I have the people that entered our giveaway in my decision roulette thing. And thank you all for entering.
Yes, and thank you for your comments. They were fun to read.
Yes,
it was very nice.
It was a lot of fun.
We're glad you guys are enjoying it.
So I'm going to pull this up here, and let's spin. Maybe. Yeah, here we go. So we're spinning. Spinning and spinning and spinning. And the winner is... Virpi R.
Congratulations. So our email is in the description box.
Yes.
Please send us your mailing address, and so that we can get you our pattern, the bag, the scissor fob, and the coasters. Congratulations.
Yes.
And thank you so much for entering.
Thank you.
Everybody. So we better go. I've got to go to work tonight and get all this stuff done. So... but we've had fun this week spending time with you, and thank you so much for joining us again. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.